Hi. Um, so today I wanted to tell like a quick story time about how I kind of have gone through my own personal journey of learning that not only am I attracted to women, but I could love a woman. I credit that to my past ex-girlfriend. I won't say her name. Privacy, right? But when I first uh started dating her, I honestly thought it was just going to be, I didn't have, it was years ago. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. I didn't have the information I have now from a biblical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, but I knew since I was in my late 20s that I like women, but I didn't understand what to do with it. There was no information, no nothing about a family that you could be a part of like this and actually thrive. So I would go back and forth with just talking to different women and never having it go anywhere, never meeting up with anybody. Sometimes having phone conversations, but ending up just ghosting because I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought this was something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And so I decided about 4 years ago that I am going to see if this is real. I'm going to see if this is a part of who I am. And I met her on the app Her, and she was beautiful. Her spirit was beautiful, and we really clicked. We really became really good friends. And, of course, from day one, there was an attraction. But we talked on the phone for like 3 months before we ever met up or anything. And, did video chat and stuff. So she knew I was real. I knew she was real. We took everything, really slow before we met up. And we met up, I was so nervous. I never been with a woman before. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to be like, oh, I don't like women. And then make her feel super uncomfortable because she had been with women, for years before. So she was no vet. She was extremely comfortable. And yeah, it was great. When she came, I thought she was beautiful. I thought her spirit was beautiful. And I just knew I really liked her. I just knew that, we were pretty much the same type of women. She met my son, and she was really, really good with him. He really liked her. And we just spent time together, and we shared our first kiss, and it was beautiful. And I started going back and forth with him myself because I realized, I really like her. And, after a couple of months, I started to, going on 6, 7 months, I started to really have strong feelings for her. And I didn't know what to do with those feelings because, again, I didn't have the information that I'm teaching and educating about now. I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody to talk to. I had no support. So I was thinking, okay, am I confused? Okay, I know I want to be with a man. I know I want more children. So I can't just be with her. But what are my options? I didn't have any options. So I thought at some point that our relationship, because we were in a committed relationship, well, our relationship had to end because, and I was trying to have these conversations and her feeling like I didn't love her, didn't care about her, and that wasn't true. I just didn't know what to do. Like where were my options? And, just through being with her, she taught me how to love a woman. She was so caring and so loving of my son and of me. Every day I would come home, she would cook dinner, and we would make love and, things like that. And it was a beautiful time. But unfortunately, it went through a lot because I didn't have that information. She didn't have that information. We did try to, well, on my end, I did try to do a poly relationship with my head that I have now. And I think all of us just didn't have enough information. She had had past experiences that weren't so great, and we didn't really know how to navigate that. So it ended up not really coming together. Her and him never got to spend time together. They talked like once on the phone. And then it seemed to be me just trying to encourage her that he's not going to have an issue, or, I'm not going to be a certain type of way. But she just didn't want to hear that. And then it became more so her just really wanting to just be with me solely, versus him. Because again, we're taught that you have to have one or the other. But she really taught me within, that year and a half of the time that we spent together, that I could really love a woman, I could really care for a woman. And so that caused me to go on my journey of just trying to go back and forth with y'all. Like, am I doing something wrong? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And when y'all gave me that revelation, it took about maybe like 6 or 7 months after that, that as long as you have your head, that everything is fine. And that helped me understand that the family that was meant for me was a polygamous family where I only believe in one husband, I only believe in one head. I don't, for me personally, I don't want more than one head. But I could have, a loving wife, or, loving multiple wives, and, I'm their wife as well, and that's our husband as well. And we could thrive, and we could have our children, and we could have, our head who's the leader of our home, and we could love and comfort each other. And I could be righteously a part of a family like that. But that stemmed from her teaching me how to love a woman. And now I know how to love a woman. I know how to date a woman. I'm completely comfortable within my dual nature, which I understand that I have the capability to love a man and a woman. But she showed me that. And she also showed me that at that time, we're taught that you have to choose between one or the other, and you don't. You can be in a righteous family as a woman and have both, and that's what I want to be able to share with the women of my channel, and also men that come and subscribe here as well, to teach them how to embrace a woman that has a dual nature, and not to fear that, because she still respects you as her head and nothing changes, but she has the love and the capability to love the other wives in the marriage as her spouse as well. And that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I just wanted to give my story time of how I got to this journey, and just how I came to be what I call a lover of both on my journey as a romantic wife, and what that entails, and how that came about for me. So it'd be cool to hear. Do you have a story time about women, how you knew that you love women, but you still knew that you wanted to have your husband? And men, how you came to the acceptance of that you wanted romantic wives as your wives for your polygamous family that you're building. I would love to hear it. Comment below.